let's move on to the second round. And I talked about aggressiveness, right? Walter Nolan, good pick. Solid pick. Stoked that he's a part of the Arizona Cardinals. Good defensive line. Or now what was a terrible defensive line now is a little bit above average defensive line with all the collection of talent you have. And if you had this defensive line last year, you would have made the playoffs. Let's move on to the second and third round. So here's the one issue I had with the Arizona Cardinals' first round draft pick. It just wasn't aggressive. And I am looking for aggressiveness. Monti Ossenfort, Jonathan Gannon, I am calling you out right here on this podcast that has 13 people watching right now. So I'm sure you're in here really caring about what I say. But I kind of like my track record, so we're going to go with it. Mike Green and Will Johnson are available. You still need an edge rusher. Baron Browning and Josh Sweat need guys to be able to help them off the edge. Go get Mike Green or go get Will Johnson. One of those two guys in this round would satisfy my thirst for aggressiveness, would satisfy my thirst for a big swing. Swing for the fences for once. I know there's a lot of people in this chat, and this is A-okay, who like to live safely. Put your money in a 401k. Put them in mutual fund stocks. I get all that. That's totally okay. You enjoy your 401k. You enjoy playing the stock market safe. You're not talking to someone who has gotten to where they've had because they've played it safe. And I've made some mistakes. In fact, I would say I've made 60% of them were mistakes. But the big aggressive swings that I've taken in my life, the other 40%, have outweighed that 60% because people have been like, you know what, this guy, he's not willing to, he's okay with failing. And I need Monti Ossenfort and JG to be okay with failing. The Cardinals have a clear need in the secondary. They need one more corner. And I totally get last night not taking Will Johnson because of some of his medicals, because of the fact a rookie cornerback, you're not so sure how much they're going to help you this year. But it's the second round now. Give up a later round pick along with your second round pick and move up in the draft. I will be thoroughly disappointed if one of Mike Green or Will Johnson is not on the Cardinals after the second round in the NFL draft. And here's why. Because aggressiveness wins in sports. Look at Howie Roseman. The dude is just aggressive on aggressive, and sometimes even I've went after him for it. The one thing, and I'll continue to say this about Monti Ossenfort, is he's not willing to be aggressive, or he hasn't shown the willingness to be aggressive. Stop playing the penny slots. Go to blackjack. Put it all in. Or, sorry, go play poker. Go all in. There's no need to fold all the time. I enjoy Monty. He's a good GM, but sometimes you got to take a big swing. Don't be afraid to strike out. The likelihood that this second round pick that isn't Will Johnson or Mike Green at pick 47, that he doesn't pan out and it affects your team, the risk is low. If that guy in the second round who isn't Will Johnson or Mike Green you pick and doesn't work out, it's not that big of a deal. It's a second round pick. Your first round guy, we can all agree, was a good, safe, conservative, solid pick going to do well in the NFL for years to come. Will Johnson, I know he's got a knee issue. Now, I need you in the chat, everyone tell me who the Cardinals' best cornerback is in the draft right now. And since I know I'm delayed, I'll give you a couple of seconds to really think about that. And the first person that says it, guess what I'm going to say? Mr. Bennett, I know you're saying in Monty you trust. You probably want to spell his name right, although I do love you and that you watch this channel. But the Arizona Cardinals' best starting cornerback is who? Garrett Williams. Garrett Williams was fresh off of a torn ACL. Granted, that was in the third round that they selected him. Great. Go and select Will Johnson, who doesn't have a torn ACL, but not just select him, move up to make sure you get your guy. And fine, if Will Johnson's medicals scare you that much, which is totally fair, go after Mike Green, a guy who's a bit of a wild card. He played at Marshall. We see the potential raw talent, twitchy off the edge, the ability to get to the quarterback, and Josh Sweat and Baron Browning need a third amigo to make that happen. So go be aggressive. Go take a swing on one of these guys who I just now changed the lower third to. Whatever. It's whatever happens. And my guy Big Bird in the chat says different type of injuries, though. I've heard that too. The rumor is it's a degenerative injury for Will Johnson. Totally fair. It's the second round. It's now time to take some risks. What if it's not? He's 6'2", aggressive, reminds me a bit of Patrick Surtain. So if that's true, if it is a degenerative injury, and that's a real issue, fine. Mike Green's there. Go get someone off the edge to make it happen. Because now you really want to solidify this defensive line? Add Mike Green to it. The offense is fine. We can get a late round wide receiver later. But Monty needs to be aggressive, and I'm going to continue to beat this until I'm going to continue to beat this dead horse until people get my point. Go get Will Johnson or go get Mike Green. I'm so over sitting back and allowing others to pick. Maybe you wait a pick or two. Maybe you wait 5 picks because people are so worried about those injuries to Will Johnson, and then the mystery that is a little unknown of Mike Green. You need to go and attack. Just show me, and I'll lay off for you for a year and a half about being aggressive. Maybe not a year and a half, but something like that. Go call up, give up a late round pick, give up a next year's third. I don't care, and you're not going to care either. Because Monty has hit a lot in the draft, and I trust his evaluation, and I trust his scouting, and you should too. But just so we're clear, it's time to be aggressive. I appreciate the solid, conservative pick last night, and even I can say in that matter, Walter Nolan, good player. But you can argue that adding Will Johnson solidifies your defense. You need a linebacker, but you'll figure that out. Linebackers are no longer premium positions of need. You get Will Johnson, there's a chance you've solidified your defense. There's not a lot of holes outside of middle linebacker, which again, you can figure out. There's a chance you go from being one of the worst defenses in the NFL to a top 10 defense. Because then you're like, where's the holes? Where is it? Buddha, Jalen Thompson, Garrett Williams, Will Johnson? The defensive line we talked about, raving about with all the new dudes they got on it? Like, are you scared of that? Don't be paralyzed by failure. I've failed a lot. Mr. Bennett, I'm sure, has failed a lot. Big Bird has failed a lot. Aaron has failed a lot. And just so we're clear, we're all still here and doing fine. Don't be paralyzed by that. Go up, take a swing. Look at some of the best teams in the NFL. Look at the Eagles. They can't stop taking big swings. Go do it. Don't be the teams that consistently draft in the front of the draft because they're mismanaged, take the wrong player, don't take calculated risks, and that's what this is. Take a calculated risk, go get one of those 2 guys. Yesterday I gave you 3 names. I'm only giving you 2. And I don't want to lie to you, and I don't want to blow smoke. So let's say if the Cardinals get one of those 2 guys, I'm going to consider the draft just a success because I just trust Monty in the later rounds. But if they don't get either of these 2 guys in the second round, I will be disappointed. Even if the player they have in the second round works out, they're the ones scouting, not me. My point is, we all know how good Will Johnson can be. We all see the raw talent of Mike Green. Both guys can continue to help solidify this defense. And then it's just a bunch of young ballers, man. Jalen Thompson's not old. Garrett Williams, Starling Thomas, Max Melton, Will Johnson, potentially Mike Green, Darius Robinson, Baron Browning. These aren't old dudes. Even Dalvin Tomlinson's only 29, 30. Now, Calais Campbell's a grandpa, but, we still love him because he's here and he's Calais and he's awesome. But that's where I'm landing at today, guys, and that's where I'm going to end it. Your special edition of the Ben Garcia Show. I'm going to be honest with you, just for everyone in the chat, I might stream tomorrow. I have no idea when, though. Maybe you want to turn on my tweet notifications, and I'll put out a tweet. Just turn them on for a day. I'll put out a tweet that says I'm going live. I would think I am going live tomorrow. I just don't know if I'm going to do it before the draft or after the draft, and we'll grade the Cardinals draft process. But I appreciate you guys being here. For those of you who are not normal regulars, because we did have more people in the chat than we normally do, slightly more, I do this show every day at 7 a.m. Arizona time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, breaking down all things Arizona sports, Cardinals, Sun Devils, D-backs, Suns. I'm all in it. I appreciate you guys being here, allowing your voices to be heard. Follow me on social media at Ben Garcia Show. And I'm being serious. Tell me why you love me. Tell me why you hate me. At me on social media and tell me why my Mike Green, Will Johnson take is stupid and why Will Johnson deserves an A+ grade. I'm okay with that. You're not going to offend me because it's sports at the end of the day. We're not debating politics. Really, at the end of the day, none of this matters.